Welcome back, everybody, to Empyrion Galactic Survival. I'm the Bearded OG, and we're picking up pretty much right where we left off. We are still in the same system that we were in when we took out the shipyard. Whatever this system happens to be, it's Onitria, something like that. So I want to head back to Akua and drop some shit off. And I think once we leave this system, we're probably going to also advance the storyline. So that's kind of the main goal for this episode, is to continue the story wherever it takes us next. I just realized there's kind of like I guess there's a north direction. Didn't know galaxies had norths. Okay, so let's go back to Empyrion. Why does that only say 2.4 light years? It's got to be further away than that. We should be able to get to whatever this... Oh, sorry, no, that's that jump just to that system there. Well, oh, yeah, okay, 28 light years from here to here. Right. I wonder if we should take an alternate route back, and just maybe see if we can find some, or look for some Zascosium along the way. So why don't we try this Ramirgayon? That's an M-class star. I think we actually want to go to the hotter stars, or we have a better chance of finding Zask at the hotter stars, but I'm not exactly sure what those stars are. So let's just go here and we'll see what happens. I did fly around the rest of this system, and everything else is a defense station. And then of course the one titanium asteroid that we don't really need right now. Oh, something else that was brought up in the comments that somebody asked me, and I didn't know the answer to it, is does it actually matter where you place your RCSs, A, and B? Does it matter what their orientation is? Like, for example, if I were to set... okay, hold on. Phew, that was close, but we saved everyone. Alex, Lamar, Jennifer, Zirigan, and a Talon named Tharkin. Alex asked me to take everyone straight to the new UCH colony to New Terra. We're already on our way because time is of the essence, as always. I'll send you the coordinates right away. Get there as quickly as possible. I'm afraid this isn't the end of the matter. See you soon. Okay. Operation Phoenix Lost and Found Summary. Due to unfortunate circumstances, you missed the departure of the Operation Phoenix fleet in the Sol system. You were pulled into its warp vortex unprotected, dragged to Andromeda, and lost a year in the transit. You were stranded, but you survived. While searching for your friends, you not only encountered the dangerous Solarians several times, but also outwitted them on multiple occasions. Most recently, you even freed Alex and her team from a heavily guarded facility. Although the Glad base was destroyed in a raid, you uncovered a dangerous development that keeps leading back to the Solarians. Members of the Glad, especially the son of the missing Mercer Sr., seemed to be involved. After all, you were able to significantly hinder or even stop the development of a biological weapon. The whole thing is highly alarming, but there is currently no visible danger. In addition, with Yarad, self-aware AI you rescued from Sigma Fulcrum, you have a secret ally who shares the digital space of your protective suit with Ida. Even though there are more questions than answers, the next destination of your journey is clear. New Terra in the Phoenix system, and finally, a reunion with Alex. All right, cool. So is that it for Operation Phoenix Lost and Found? Because there's two more legs to the main storyline. Yeah, it says we completed. Okay, so New Terra is going to be the next thing. Okay, well, let's take a quick look-see around in this system. Alatwak, Mzadel. Okay, it doesn't look like we're gonna probably have the types of planets that would have the stuff, but All right. So that's just going to be copper. Yeah, I'm just looking real quick here to see what kind of ores pop up. Yeah, it doesn't look like any of this is going to give us the good stuff. It's not telling us what's in those two asteroid fields. So I guess since there's just kind of a hot skip and a jump, we might as well go check them out real quick before we move on. But I have a feeling like I'm not in the right kind of star system. But I don't know if that's always the case or if you just have a higher chance if you're like in a lava planet or a system with whatever the sun is supposed to be. Of course, I thought white stars, well, I guess blue stars are the hottest stars, right? White stars, blue stars? I don't remember. Okay. So let's do, nope, let's not do that. We just wasted some rockets. Yay me. Let's do that. And there is not a damn thing here. So what was the point? Okay. Let's go back to here. Let's go to the Asmdustel. God, these names are weird to pronounce. They're all procedurally generated, of course. Not a gold dang thing here either. What the hell? Okay, let's get the hell out of this system. This system sucks. All right, so we're heading back that way. Is there information in the Empyriopedia about stars? Resources. It doesn't say anything about Zask, because maybe that's because I haven't discovered it yet. I mean, not in an actual natural form. But wherever a restroom is, Zask also can be. This doesn't tell me shit, though. Yeah, it doesn't tell me anything about where to find it. Sectors, planetary sector. Yeah. Game mechanics. Does it tell us anything about star types? Warping, bookmarks, navigation, trading, teleporter, station, resources, and mining. Resources. About resource asteroids. No, that doesn't tell me shit either. I thought there was something that told you about the different types of stars. Let's see. Starter, 10 tips for getting started. Game mechanics Q&A. What is that? Drop down arrow. Miscellaneous topics? No. Okay, well, I mean, I know I could probably just look it up on a wiki or something, but I kind of want to not do too much of that sort of thing because I could run into spoilers or something. Asteroid field. Okay, well, let's just keep going then. I'd rather find it naturally because it'll just be better to do it that way. This Labe Delta is an FG star, whatever the fuck that means. Let's go there. I'd prefer to find a Zascosium asteroid as opposed to going down on a planet. Alright, well, that's what an FG star looks like. Unless this is a binary system. An F and a G star? Is that what that means? I don't know. Okay, let's do a scan. Or no, not. We gotta go here. Oh yeah, it is a binary system. Interesting. Okay. That's a trading station. It's red. So does that mean we can't go there without getting shot at? I don't know. All right, let's take a quick scan on this. Yeah, see, this is all basic stuff. Let's go check out this trading station. I don't know if the red actually means they don't like us or if it means something else. Usually it means they don't like us. We have our shields on, right? Okay, let's just see what happens. So I've got a lot of stuff I'd like to sell off. That would help a little bit. You earned an explorer token. Most of the inhabited sources of the sector hosting an official trading station, a good opportunity for all traders and adventurers. Oh, it's a Xerax station, that's why. Because, see, they don't like us anymore. What's that? That's some other type of faction. We took over their shipyard, and they're pissed now. Alright, well, we could go blow their trading station up, but that isn't going to do us any good if we want to trade. Plus, it's probably not going to be that simple. Alright, well, the first real trading station we come across, and we can't do it. Because somebody had to go blow up their shipyard. Damn it, Jim. Okay. We could try this Vapugor. Apparently also a binary system. It looks like a blue star, and I thought blue stars were some of the hottest stars in the real world. But I don't know. Could be wrong. I'm not a starologist. Okay, that's definitely a blue star. Okay, let's take a look-see. A blue star and a red star. Wonder if any of those moons would have... Yeah, let's just go over to this playfield and see what's what. I need to refill my Pentaxa tank. That's kind of like an Earth-like planet. AT. AT moon. Cobalt and titanium. Is that an actual lava moon there? I don't know. Let's go... Yeah, let's go fly towards this moon, because it looks rather interesting. And we'll see what's what. Alright, well, it's a colorful looking place. Let's get right close to the Atmo. And then... let's see. There's supposed to be something that tells us... Cargo. Yeah, we want to watch this, because if this goes down to 0, then that means we're in trouble. But it doesn't look like this has high gravity. Got an explorer token. Alright, let's do this. Ooh, lots of red. Aha, look at that! 2 Zascosium deposits. And lots of Xerax and shit. 3 Arrestrums, 2 Zasks. Okay, so... I want to Let's see if we can locate a couple of the Zas. I don't really want to get into it too much with the Xerax at this point. Oh, wait. It says I'm neutral. Is this like this dark faction? I don't actually have that DLC. Let's see what this resource is. That's Promethium. Okay, we don't need that. There's 2 resources over by this POI. It looks like there's some kind of defense tower, but it just says it's a level 1. Tell you what. Well, I mean, my turrets shouldn't shoot at them if they're neutral. Of course, they'll get pissed off if I start mining their stuff. Okay, those are both just Promethium. Okay, let's go. Isn't Rad like Rados? Because that's enemy Xerax. I don't know. Unless that means something different. They're not shooting at me. Yeah, it's a silicon deposit. Let's go over this way. This is actually a light planet. Less than 1G. There's an restroom deposit. A rad weak signal. Okay. Oh yeah, it is House of Rados. So, okay, hold on a sec. We are actually neutral with Rados. Geist was the space station that we're like, we're like at zero with them. I wonder why. And just generally not in the best standing with the Xerax in general. Okay. I mean, I kind of don't give a shit about pissing off Rados too. Silicon. Maybe we'll luck out though and we'll find the Zask in a neutral territory. Or a non-owned territory. Alright, let's go this way. Xerax Empire territory. Yeah, that's a level 3 tower there. Within a restroom. Oh, that's the drone base. Right, okay. Let's just fly right on by. If they take a couple pot shots at us, it shouldn't be a big deal. There's a Zask. Of course it's right next to the drone base. Naturally. Alright, there's another one. We could well, let's just find the other one, because it might be easier to get to. If not, then, you know, we can shoot out the guns on that base, at least enough for us to get to the resource. Cobalt. Okay. How come that's not... Oh, there's a Zask. Okay. We have a Zask deposit. And it's not near anything. I think it's... Yeah, it's in Rados territory, which is going to piss him off, but... Like I said, I don't really care so much about that. Turn the thrusters off. We'll leave the... shields on. wonder if I can stay in the ship. And reach it. Well, that's cool looking. So now it's just a matter of, can I get to it? It's 80 feet down, so I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, there we go. All right. Our first mining of Zascosian. Man, it's dark. All right, guys, so I'm going to mine this up, and then we'll probably just go back and shoot the guns out of that drone base and get the Zask there, too. So I'll see you guys over there. All right, guys, we are back over here at the other Zask deposit near the Xerax drone base. So we have two options here. We either take the guns of the drone base out and potentially raid it if we're going to go to all that trouble, or we try and stay behind the mountains and just get the Zask without engaging them. One sort of kind of disadvantage to taking them out and raiding the place at this point is that I still haven't had a chance to really do much with my ship inventory, so we're just kind of packed to the gills. I mean, we've got about 20,000 more units of volume / mass here, or, well, yeah, volume. So, yeah, but what I want to do is I want to get back to Akua, back to our base, and, you know, drop some things off, and we've got to find that, you know, the other thing is we've just got to find a place to sell some stuff too, because, you know, I haven't found a market yet that I can use for everything except for, you know, the coolant and all those things, which were probably the least, you know, the least important thing that I needed to sell off, basically. So anyway, if we do this without blowing out the Xerax guns, we're not going to lose more rep with them. Not that I'm super concerned about that, but if it does become something that could be a thing later, you know, then we're just making it that much more difficult for ourselves. Or are we? I don't know. Maybe if we go talk to their diplomat, it isn't that big of a deal. Because I think the diplomat just gets us back to a neutral, maybe? Something like that? But why don't we get over here? Let's get into third-person view. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so we're in range of their guns there. So we could, I guess we could just hunker down right about here-ish. And we could just burrow our way to the... Our turrets will probably take this rocket drone out if it comes... Yep. He's already dead and he doesn't know it. Well, now he does. We could just burrow our way to the deposit and grab it that way. So I think that's what we'll do. There's another drone there. All right, how far down is the ground from here? I think we can get back up there. I hope so. Otherwise, we might be in a little bit of trouble. The gravity on this planet's really light. Oh, yeah, we can get back in there. That's not going to be an issue. Okay, well, then let's go ahead and get this out so we can see where that Zask is, and then we're going to just stay out of the line of fire of the base, and if drones do... Oh, there's a Ripper dog. If drones do work their way over here, then our ship will eliminate them. So let's just run over here. Oh, you know what, though? Something occurred to me. I'm not going to be in wireless range. Okay, here, let's go back to ore and wood. Oh, we're already still connected to it. Okay. What we might be able to do is get as far over here as we can and then use our drone to go the rest of the way if it's not too... Okay, so that's about as far as we can go with the wireless. Right to about here. That's 300 feet further out. I don't know. We should probably eliminate this guy just because he could sneak up on us. Okay. Alright, let's get in the drone. It's probably going to get us into... Yeah, this isn't going to work. Oh, shit. There's another ripper there. Well, I guess the other thing is... That's a small deposit. I can see how much I can carry. You know, as long as we get to here, then we can wirelessly transfer the rest of it. So why don't we go ahead and just burrow down to it and we'll see how much it is. If this turns out to be too big of a pain in the ass, I'm just going to blow the guns out of the drone base and move the ship closer to it. Yeah, I don't care about that. I'm going to throw all this stone out anyway. Okay, now let's go here and let's get rid of that. I would have stayed a little lighter had I known I was going to do it this way, but let's just see how much of this we can pick up. Okay, we will get rid of this and grab this. So that's 80% of the ore. Yeah, you know what? That's not going to be too bad. So I'm just going to run back, wirelessly transfer it over, come back. You know, we should be able to do this in 5 trips. And so, that being the case, let's kill this ripper and then I'll cut the camera and do the rest of this off camera. And we might not need to kill him if he stays far enough away. Actually, yeah, you know what else I can do? Let's just throw most of this stuff in here too, just to lighten ourselves up even more. We want to keep the drill charges. I'll keep some of the pistol rounds and some of the shotgun rounds just in case we do get attacked by the ripper. Let's just eat one of those. And that'll give us, you know, more capacity to grab more stuff. There we go. Okay. Looks like our dude's taking out more drones. All right, guys. So, yeah, I'm going to finish this, and when we're done, I think I'm just going to fly back to Akua, get my inventory situated, and then when that's done, I'll bring you guys back, and we will do the next thing, which will probably be starting the next leg of the second main storyline quest. Okay, so I'll see you in a bit. All right, guys, I'm back, and we are on Akua. We're making some minor modifications to the ship, and I also put a repair console and a tier 2 repair bay down right here. So that way when we come back here, we can just repair Anakua. Okay, so what I've done is I've taken out all of these blocks down here and put container extensions. And we're going to put this controller right here. And then we're going to put extensions in here. But I think what we're going to do is make them, I think this block here. Because that was what was in there before. Well, on the sides anyways. And we'll do the same thing on this side. Looks like we need to make 2 more extensions. If you guys remember, what was here before was just a bunch of, you know, these types of consoles. It was just decorative. It wasn't serving any actual functional purpose. We could even bury this, because that's kind of messing with the feng shui there a little bit, isn't it? I kind of like the idea, though, of having direct access to this. And what we're going to do, too, is we're going to add this to cargo, yeah, to cargo box. But we're going to call this one just general storage. This one we're going to call we're going to call it input. Let's call it resource input, because that's what its function actually is. Okay. So, we need to make 2 more. Actually, no. I've still got extra container extensions in the base, way more than we need, so let's just grab those. Also, let's run up here real quick, and it's the stuff ready to pick. It looks like it. Alright, let's switch quickly to the fridge on the capital vessel. And we'll pick all this stuff. I picked the rest of this earlier, but it looks like the buds are already ready again, which is fine. And then everything else is in a growing state. All right, let's go down to the storage room. And we want to reconnect back to... yeah, resource input. And then we'll grab, I think we just needed 2 more of these, right? Yeah, so let's grab 2 more of those. And that should be all we need. Okay, let's do a thingy there and put those there. Then what we want to do is grab our texture gun. And what does this look like? I don't know. What about this one? That one's maybe a little bit better. What about this one? I kind of like these, except for that we need to rotate them, which we can only do when we're not on whole block. Because it kind of gives them the appearance of a storage bin that we can grab this handle and lift up to put stuff inside of. That's at least how my brain looks at it. Okay, so that gives us 97,000 storage. What I've been doing is I've been using the ore and wood for extra storage. Because it had 56,000, but now what we're going to do is pretty much slurp all this stuff. Oh, here, let's just, yeah, do that. Because that's what all this is. This is all just extra storage that I have. And then that frees this up, you know, later on for when we do more mining for raw ore. And in fact, now that we've done that, let's go here and slurp some of this stuff back into here. Got a whole mess of platinum. Let's put the platinum in general storage too. Quite potentially more than we will ever use in this entire playthrough. That was from a whole platinum asteroid that I mined up a long time ago. All right, cool. I like that setup better. A little more practical. But even though I added quite a bit more storage space to the ship, I still streamlined things significantly. So if we look in... actually, let's go back to here for a second. And I'm basically processing all my raw promethium into pellets because raw promethium is only used to make pellets, and then the pellets can be used to make fuel or cartridges and stuff. Now, as far as I'm aware, because I looked up a couple things on the wiki, the only raw material that can be used for more than one thing is pentaxid. I think, as far as I was able to tell. Could be wrong about that, and if I am, let me know. But, you know, we had a bunch of aluminum, for example, aluminum ore, and all you do with aluminum ore is make aluminum powder, and then the powder can be used for, you know, 2 or 3 other things, I think. All you can do with titanium ore is make titanium rods, and then with the titanium rods you can make other things, such as the plates. Here, let's go back to here and go to ore and wood, and we'll put that in there. And as far as you know, the metal ores, I think same thing. All you can do with the metal ores is make the ingots, and then of course the ingots. So by doing all of that, we streamlined both the volume and the mass quite a bit of all the stuff that I had in here before. And when this fuel gets down to about 100, then I'm going to start making fusion cells, because I have everything I need, but I just made so much of this that I'm using that up first before we start going to fusion cells. And so that reduced this by almost half from what it was, you know, well, from its maximum capacity. And then the ammo is, we don't have a lot of room on here. This is the ammo controller, but I don't know. What is this block down here? Yeah, see, that's combat steel, which tells me that's probably exposed to the outside. This, however, is a normal steel block. I wonder if we can use that texture on an extension. Because we're limited to what we can put on extensions. It's not the same number that we can put on a normal block. I don't see that option. Because what we could maybe do, depending upon what's underneath... Well, no, right. That's still the same thing. Okay, what's this? That's a fuel tank. I got an idea. Let's move this fuel tank. I don't know if that's going to cause problems with that. But let's move this fuel tank to the other room that has the bigger fuel tanks. And then we can put 2 extensions in here to increase our ammo capacity. Okay. So we'll go grab 2 more extensions from the base. And then this guy, what we'll do is we'll slide him in here. Nope. Go back to here. And I have no idea what the orientation of this thing is. Trying to see. Okay, there we go. Oh, we could even just do it that way, I guess. Yeah, I don't see why not. Okay. That would give us a little more ammo capacity, because I made too much laser ammo when we fought the shipyard, and so now I got excess, but I kind of don't want to waste it, because we are going to eventually need it. Just very heavy. Takes up a lot of space. Alright, we'll go back to here. And we just need 2 more of these. Beautiful. Oh, while I'm in the neighborhood, let's go grab whatever water we've made. Nope, wrong side. Always go out the wrong side. Gotta remember, it's to the east. Alright, let's connect to... resource input. Throw that in there. And we need some fuel for this, so let's just grab these. Alright, I'm not worried about it. I have so much of this shit. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it. Probably never use it for the rest of this playthrough. Alright, back to here. I'm running on fumes here. Go to fridge and let's eat some of that. Oh, I've got another big batch of stuff that I can use to make more E-rations too, so we'll do that. I want to come back over here and slurp in 2 more of these extensions. Okay, where did they go? Yeah, resource input. Was I attached to general storage? I was, okay. There we go. So we just increased our volume significantly. Is it enough to get all of this in here? Yes, it is. Cool. I need to make some more rockets too. But that worked out great. Nice. Okay, let's grab a paint gun and let's set you to... Yeah, let's go with this again. I like it. It works. It works. Okay, so you're just eating up the rest of this promethium ore, which is going to lighten us up quite a bit more. So I'm leaving the pentaxid raw because here again, you know, some of it we need for fuel, some of it we need for the elemental. And our pentaxid tank is completely filled up at the moment. And I think we're good. I think we got all of our shit organized and more efficient. We just have to get to a market because look at how much stuff that I have in here. I mean, this is completely full, and then I have even more stuff to sell in general storage because I just don't have room for it all. So, yeah, we need to do something about that. Let's go here, queue up as many of those as we can make. Actually, you know what? Hold on a sec. Let's make a couple of pizzas and a couple of burgers and some dino stews, and then whatever else is, I guess I'll have to queue that later, because, yeah, I'll just let that finish, and then I'll add the rest later. Because I don't like to eat rations while we're, oh shit, that's kind of weird looking. Oh well, I don't care. I don't like to eat rations at the base. I'd rather eat fresh food and save the rations for out in the field, you know? Not that it matters that much. All right, ladies and gents, we're finished screwing around here. You know what might look cool is to paint this green, just so it kind of matches the green of that. Maybe a darker green, yeah. Me likey. Me likey. Can we paint this green? Yeah. Okay, cool. So, I think we're finished at the base. Do I need to turn anything off here? Probably just the constructors. Can I set down this deconstructor on a CV? I don't think so. I think it has to be in a base. But let's double check that. Yeah, it's only placeable in a base. Okay, so I guess we just leave that there then. And we'll turn off everything else. I mean, we could probably power down the entire base. Except for, do I have anything perishable in the fridge? Oh, no, we need to keep the power on for the food to grow. Yeah, okay, so we cannot power down the entire base. None of that. Oh, let's move those over. Yeah, okay. We can pick the stimulants and the sweeteners again. Where did those just go? They went into the resource input. There we go. Okay, ladies and gents, let's take off and get moving on the next part of the main storyline. Okay, this is our next one, New Terra. Fly to the Phoenix system, activate the mission. Okay, find the survivors of Operation Phoenix in the solar system of the same name. If you start this mission, a bookmark will set on your galaxy map. Fly to the Phoenix system and the campaign will start automatically. Note, for a better understanding of the backgrounds, it's strongly recommended to complete the main story. Yep, we did that. If you're looking for a specific, yeah, we know how to do all that too. Okay, so let's go. All right, let's look on a galaxy map. Phoenix. Oh my God, that's a long ways away. Holy shit. All right, what would it take to upgrade to a tier 2 warp drive? Okay, where is it? Here we go. All right, we've got 1,500 points. We got plenty of points. This is going to use 60,000 CPU. And oh yeah, we got plenty of CPU for a warp drive. The other question though is it physically larger than the tier 1? Usually in this game they're the same size, they just have a different design. So there's one way to find that out. Well, actually, there's two ways to find that out. We can look and see what the dimensions are. So if we go to hither and we find warp drive, that's... Oh, right, yeah, we upgrade it in place. That's right, okay. So let's go into here and grab you, set you to upgrade, and then... So we need 2 energy matrix, 8 os... Oh, that's easy. That's easy mode. Okay, so I just attached to our input, and we already have everything except for the 8 oscillators. Do we have any oscillators? We don't, but we should be able to make them. Let's get rid of all this stuff. If I just do this, and then this... No, it didn't clear it. Okay. Alright. We want to go here. We want 8 oscillators. Output count is 4, so we're going to make 12. Now we should be able to upgrade this. Here we go. Boom. Hell yeah. Oh, we can upgrade to an Epic CV warp drive. Oh, that's cool. How do we get our hands on that? Probably something we have to find in loot. Would be my guess. Hey, you know what? There. I like my engine room, man. This place is cool. It's just highly irradiated. Alright. Let's queue up these again. Keep eating up the rest of the raw promethium ore. How many of those do we already have? Oh yeah, we got over 4,000 of these and more to come, so that'll last us for a very long time. I love it. Okay. I don't remember what the tier 2 warp drive gives us in terms of distance, but we will find out. So if we go back to here, well, here, let's go here. Warp drive. Do we have a group for that? No, but we could probably just put it in with generators. Yeah, let's just do that. Warp drive. Generator. Okay, and then fuel tank. Do I have a fuel tank group? I do. What else do we have? Just a door. Do I have doors? I do. Okay, everything's grouped. Now, if we go here and we look at the warp drive, which is in generators, it has a jump. Where does it tell me that? Okay, it has a jump range of 48 astronomical units or 60 light years. Cool. So we basically doubled our distance, which is good because now we can just get there in 2.5 jumps. All right, so if we... Oh, my God, that's... We are leaving the neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Okay, man, I wish we could plot a path. So, if we... Oh, okay, so this keeps track of where we've been before. I mean, it shows the warp lines too, but this is actually quite useful because, for one thing, we can quickly pop back to where we were. No. And we need to go that way. Where, Okay, hold on a sec. Go back to here. That is that direction. Now if we go back to Elion, so it's that way. Okay, so if we kind of tilt the screen up a little bit like this. Okay. Labida. It's an M class. Samoba is a B star. It's 37 light years. Let's go there. Because this is a blue star, we might luck out and find a Zask asteroid. Maybe. Though we're in pretty good shape right now on the Zaskosium. Let's go. Check out the info panel. Deka. Nothing there. Nothing there. I think we have to go to those places. Well, no. Because this one shows us that there's ice there. Okay, no, doesn't look like there's anything here, and no space stations either. Going to the galaxy map. I wish I could see the waypoint easier from here. I can't even spot it right now. It's somewhere in front of us-ish. Okay, you know what? Let's come back here. And I just want to make sure I'm pointing in the right direction. Phoenix system. Okay. So let's start backing up from the Phoenix system. Can we get to this Bane gas place? No, it's 86 light years. Okay, so we're going to have to come back a little closer. How about Murma Gamma? Nope, that's 84 light years. Okay. Saranti. Euthurgus. Back a little more. Azubeta? Yes, we can get to Azubeta. We can also get to Lego Gamma. And we can get to Barentai. Let's go to Barentai. All right, let's take a quick look around the neighborhood. There is 2 Arestrum asteroids in that belt. That's cool. But we don't need Arestrum. We got tons of Arestrum. Okay, so yeah, there's not really anything else here that's super phantasmagorical. Okay, now I can see the Phoenix system from here. How far away is it? Oh, it's in range now. Nice. Okay, lock target. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Off to New Terra for us. Attention, unidentified vessel. You're entering a restricted zone under Desk Regulation 245A, Section 5. Identify yourself or vacate the solar system immediately. Identify as Joe O.G. Hendricks. Oh, I guess my first name's Joe. Henrix. Identification confirmed. Welcome, Commander. Please proceed directly to New Terra orbit. Affirmative. Hey, maybe there'll be a trading station here. Wouldn't that be wonderful? New Terra is right there. Listening outpost. Okay. Let's go to New Terra. Commander, due to the limited landing pad sizes, please use a small vessel for your landing. Further instructions will be provided as you approach the capital. Look at this place. Very cool. New Terra looks pretty Earth-like, I would say. Erebus. Boreas. New Terra. Okay. Let's get our capital vessel close to the planet. And then we'll go ahead and go down in the SV just because we can. Because that's what they requested. A lot of stuff around here. New Terra has lots of canyons. At least on this part of the planet. Okay, that's probably close enough. Not that it matters, because the planet's going to rotate out of orbit. Okay. Let's go ahead and power down the thrusters. And I hope it's not a big deal that we keep the shields and all that stuff off for now. And off we go. You're entering an unknown faction territory. Your current reputation is friendly, even though they're unknown. Okay, so first of all, that's all the resources. Capital, that way. This is pretty cool, man. Got a little city way up on top of this big plateau. Commander, please land at the designated landing pad. Okay. I can do that. I've received a message addressed to you personally. Admiral Perez requests your immediate presence in her office. Please take the marked elevator. Okay. What's the gravity on this planet? It's 0.71, so it's light. Are you a trader? How may I serve you? What's the latest news? Galactic currencies of credit. Thank you for letting me know what I already know. What do you have to offer? Oh, I've got one of these to sell. And we'll get over 9K for that. I've got leather. Raw diamond. And I've got liquors and luxury goods. Okay. Let's go here. Oh shit. I left them all up in a capital vessel. I mean, we could bring our CV down here. We can just park it outside the city. We could probably park it right here. Yeah, I'm sure we'd have room to park it there. Tell you what, though, let's worry about that later. Just note to self, don't leave this place until you sell off your shit. This is a cool base. I like it. Okay, we gotta go find an elevator. Let's go this way. Arrivals. Proceed to security checkpoint. Please don't aim that at me. Welcome. You're ad here. That's funny. Titan Memorial. Oh, that's neat. Cool. Okay. Senate chamber entrance. Distribution center. Buy. Oh, here's the market. Trade kiosk. Okay, that's the ATM. Component basics. Yep. I'd say those are basic components. What about this? Wait, what? Oh, I guess I can't do anything with that. Public construction container yard. So, you know, I have a question. Didn't everybody else from Earth just very recently arrive here? It's been a year for me, but they just got here. So how the hell did they build such a fantabulous city in a week? I don't know. I don't know. Let's just not question it. Recruitment office. Up the elevator. This way. We have the best crews in the galaxy. Admiral Perez. Talk to Admiral Perez. Welcome back. I see you've already made a name for yourself as OG. I have 1,000 questions about what happened. Unfortunately, the celebration in honor of your return will have to wait a bit longer. Things are escalating quickly. But I wanted to see if it was really you and personally welcome you back. You must have a lot of questions yourself. Okay, did Alex arrive safely? She arrived here safe and sound, together with other former UCH members from GLAD. They are currently staying at the nearby drone base. I managed to convince Alex to step in as an interim commander since we've recently had a number of personnel go missing. At least until GLAD can reorganize itself. You shouldn't keep her waiting. She's in her office over there. Thank Godness. Oh, Elion. Okay. Do you want to know anything else? I'm quite busy at the moment, but I'll make time for you. What went wrong with Operation Phoenix? Basically, everything went wrong. After we arrived here, we were attacked by Xerax forces. We barely managed to escape. Admiral Brenner sacrificed himself and the Titan to buy us enough time. We found this solar system and, in the meantime, have made a few allies. For example, the Arcanian Republic. Also, we built this entire city in 1 week. Are you impressed? Yes, very. Okay, what happened after you took off? As far as we know, the warp vortex formed prematurely and irregularly. It interfered with our warp drives and threw us into Andromeda, instead of reaching Proxima Centauri as planned. There are a few uncertainties here, however, only Mercer Sr. and Admiral Yaden could shed light on them. Both have been missing since the battle. We don't know if they survived. They're currently listed as missing in action, like so many others. The memorial here in the city reminds us every day of their sacrifice. Isn't Yaden the AI in my head now? Or in my suit? Alright, what's the current situation? We, meaning the military administration and the council, are focused on surviving here and either finding a way back or establishing a new home for humanity. There's still no consensus on this. For now, we're running the base as a military outpost on constant alert. However, as support for New Terra grows, we may eventually transition to a civilian-led colony. Alright, what can I do to help? You should speak with Alex over at the drone base. She probably has a lot she could use help with. Unfortunately, many things around here are still quite makeshift. Her office is over there on the command level 2nd floor. I will. Do you want to know anything else? I guess that's it. Thanks for your time, Admiral Perez. These are cool looking posters. Jump poster. Okay. All right, ladies and gents, we're going to wrap up the episode here. In the meantime, I'm going to go back. Oh, yeah, we'll go this way. I'm going to go back up and grab the CV and bring it down here so that we can sell as much stuff as possible. And we will start the next episode by going to the drone base and finally reuniting with Alex, whoever or whatever she is to us, which I still haven't quite figured out. Guess she's my girlfriend. Maybe. I'm just kind of looking around here real quick just to see what there is to see. Okay. All right, guys, so that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, share out the video, and we'll catch you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.